Well, last week, if you recall, and I know you watched the show because nobody in their right mind would
miss it.
skip Toyman, and for, good grief, for a whole week you could go into withdrawal.
That's right.
Okay. Anyway, so we know you saw that show, and we were riding the ghost train of Old Ely at Ely, Nevada. We're still at Ely, Nevada. Actually, we're not at Ely, we're driving around. But the show is still at Ely. This time we're going into the shops and the back spaces and the RIP building and some of these forbidden spaces where they don't let the public go. Not everybody. We didn't even sneak in.
No.
Usually I have to sneak in, but we got the chef's tour because we found the chef. So check this out. It's really fun. The Nevada Northern at Ely, Nevada has been called the best preserved short line in America, and you know what? I totally agree. The pride and joy of the Nevada Northern is number 40 here, also known as the Ghost Train of Old Ely. It's a Baldwin 10-wheeler from 1909. But while the steam engines do tend to steal the show, there's a lot more going on here than just steam locomotives. For one thing, there are structures. There's some amazing structures that were left standing in 1983 when the railroad closed. Most of these predate that closure, but the cool thing is you can walk around here and there's just nothing in your visual field that would tell you that it isn't 1950 or before. And there's a lot of other railroad equipment, rolling stock and so forth, that's kind of around. This is a Jordan spreader, odd-looking contraption. Was used for snow removal and for cleaning up the grades during the summer. But there's a lot of old equipment sort of around here. This is a particularly oddball piece of equipment. It's built out of a locomotive frame with a couple of locomotive wheels on it. It was used to calibrate and test the scales. Once they had it built, then they stacked lead bars on top of it until it reached the desired weight. There are two coaling towers, an older wood one, and right next to that the quote, modern concrete coaling tower. That's pretty nifty. And check out the incredibly large water tank that they had here. The water is fed out through a network of pipes to these water columns, and then the locomotives could be filled from those. While it's not still used, there's no way of detecting that. It all looks practically brand new and like it's in daily operation. This is the RIP building. RIP stands for Repair in Place. Most railroads have a RIP track. The Nevada Northern has a RIP building for doing open repairs and replacing brake shoes and that sort of thing. The RIP building is where the Nevada Northern keeps their treasures, and it is not open to the public. This is Nevada Northern 81. They've lightly started some restoration on it. Yes, they're looking for some money, so if you want to help with that. But soon this will be joining the roster as a third locomotive, and how cool will that be? This is Steptoe Valley number 3, and they are restoring it. They acquired it from the Niles Canyon Railway in the Bay Area. It used to serve the mills at McGill. And this is another of the railroad's gems. This is Nevada Northern Chair Car number 5. Originally built by the Pullman Car Company, this was a luxury Pullman car known as the Celestia. It was used in regular chair service through World War II and was even used to haul school children to the school at McGill. The car was used in regular service when the railroad first started doing excursions in 1987, but it was damaged in the 1990s, unfortunately, and it's been in storage here in the building ever since. The railroad had several cabooses, and boy, is this one unusual. This is the wooden caboose number 3. Very unique and one of my all-time favorite cabooses. It's in amazingly good condition, and I can easily see a train crew working this thing. And this is Baggage Express number 20. As you guys know, I love baggage cars. But this one also has an express post office built into it. But the most amazing building here is the Locomotive Shops. Everyone entering the building had to pass this ominous sign. The company's motto was safety first, and you see it everywhere, painted here in the back shops, on the overhead crane, above every door, and on every piece of equipment. The back shops contain the very, very heavy equipment, including these wheel lathes. This is the engine board, and it shows which engineers were first out, or at least who would have been out had the railroad not closed that day. This is the Foundry, and this is where castings were made. These are wooden patterns. They would be set into casting sand and then molten iron poured into the cavity to make the actual gears and wheels and pulleys. A lot of the equipment here in the Foundry is extremely heavyweight. There's even a pan brake here that can bend half-inch thick steel. It's also a fully equipped blacksmith shop, of course. This exotic-looking thing is actually a hammer press. The hammer is raised to the top hydraulically and then free falls, exerting tons onto a compression fitting. This is the machine shop. Notice that the lathes and other machine tools are belt-driven from an overhead pulley system. Originally, these systems all ran on steam, but this one was always electric. Needless to say, the heart of the shops building is the Locomotive Shops. In their day, these locomotive shops kept around a dozen locomotives ready to go out on any given day. This is a rotary snowplow. It's one of only 3 wooden surviving rotary snowplows in America. The other 2 are at Chama, New Mexico, on the Cumbres and Toltec Railroad. This is the Wrecking Crane A. It runs perfectly, and they use it all the time. Not for cleaning up wrecks, of course, but for photography. That's because it looks amazing when it's running, and I hope to get some video of it next month when they'll be running it. There are a fair number of first-generation diesels here as well, and they use those all the time. Most are RS-style locomotives, but one is an SD. But it's the steam locomotives that constantly steal the show here at Ely, especially number 40. It's rare to see a steam engine running anymore, but here at Ely, it's a very, very common occurrence. Well, that was the back shops.
That is just fabulous. Kind of interesting back in there.
Isn't it great?
Wow.
And it's just so cool that it's preserved because people just walked off the job. I mean, they
did.
just got fired. They got laid off.
Can you imagine?
Show up for work. There's your pink slip.
Yep.
And
Bye, and
you
away
set
you
down
go.
your coffee cup and you leave. And that's what happened here.
Gee, that's
And
scary.
It's scary. It's weird. It's
bit
disquieting. That's what it is, because everybody fears that sort of thing
Right.
happening. But the cool thing is, it's so preserved because of it, and now we get to go in there and see this place where
It's a
time
mysterious
just
place.
forgot it some
Right.
40 years ago. So that is just amazingly cool. Well, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you haven't missed your opportunity. Actually, you get an opportunity every week. But a little blue button is going to be appearing here in just a moment that says subscribe. Oddly enough, that will subscribe you to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, that will take you to the channel. It won't hurt. It won't cause your computer to malfunction or viruses to be installed.
Nope.
If you're already subscribed and you click subscribe, it just takes you to the channel, which is fun because then you can watch all kinds of things. And do check out toymantelevision.com, where you can link to Guy's Hobby Shop, which is also where you can buy the DVDs from back in the 1980s of the Ghost Train, which is a lot of fun.
That
too.
is cool stuff.
Well, we're not sure how you found this movie on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring. And we will see you here again next Sunday with some more significant and informative screwing around. We'll see you. Bye-bye.